how it should be called? Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, water.
Yeah.
Water.
You need a towel?
Is that cold?
Yeah, it's kind of cold. Hey, Donnie's going to be on the side of Kiss.
We're already live. Welcome back to 12 Rounds of Adrenaline.
Who are you?
Tony the Tiger Lopez. We have a debate going on today, only because
I'm a former three-time world champion, and he's not. That's
because 3 or 4 people left comments about the Raleigh fight. I didn't see the fight. I had to go back today and watch it.
Me too.
And honestly, my opinion and his opinion, you guys are going to say his opinion holds more weight. But before that, the link's in the bio. I want you guys to go look at this fight before you comment after this show. I think
why don't you tell them, watch the first knockdown, from the first knockdown to the end of the fight, watch it. Does he ever really recover? He's hurt the whole time. He never really recovered.
Man.
Yeah, he never really recovered.
From what round was that? The 7th?
Whatever round, because I didn't watch the fight. I just seen what you showed.
And I accidentally sent him the wrong video. I didn't want him to see that because I knew he would have been pro-bias against Raleigh. Against the old man Barrosa. But anyway, so 2 boxers that I know from DC, they sent me a link and they told me they need to hear what Tony's opinion is on this fight. They said they both boxed. They got their grandkids in boxing. He was a boxer growing up. He never made championship or anything. He never was a champion. However, he's been involved in boxing since he was 8 years old. And he's like, man, this fight just made me give up on boxing. This is the second fight I've seen in 2 years where it looked fixed. And I went back and before he said that,
it wasn't fixed. I can tell you that.
Okay, so if you guys are YouTube fanatics or you guys watch YouTube, there's Raleigh's trainer. I think his name is Kevin Frazier. It's Kevin something. It's a brother, and he says right after the fight, that referee saved my fighter's belt.
Then he's gonna be looking for a new job here real soon.
He's gonna get fired.
Would you watch? Okay.
Even Raleigh's conversation afterwards, he was like, man, that old man, I underestimated him. It felt like he had cement in his hands.
He might have. Doesn't mean he lost. Doesn't mean it didn't stop it, right? Hey, man, there's a lot of fights that I won that. I'm going, I fought a guy from Mexico. Hardest guy I've ever. This dude hit me in my arm and it hurt. The first time it ever happened in my life, I'm going, oh, crap, I'm going to get rid of this fool because he's going to knock me out. That's really what I thought. So I jumped on him and we fought. I knocked him on the 7th, but
you knew you had to get him out.
Oh yeah, and let me tell you something. They never told me he had as a pro in my time. What crappy record is I think he was 23, 24, and like 11 or something like that. But all his wins were by knockout.
All his wins were knockout.
They didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
And his losses were his losses, but all his wins were by knockout. They didn't tell me that. So I thought, oh man, it's gonna be an easy fight. But even as easy fights, I trained hard for it. I never took anything easy because you never know. And so a good thing I did because he fought the hardest hitting I've ever fought in my life.
Okay, so you told me earlier on the phone. I brought him here because we was debating.
I was at home.
We was debating over the phone, and he was like, "You're not watching this. Referees don't see everything." He told me that 3 times.
No,
already.
I didn't say the referees.
No, not this time.
I said you don't see everything.
Yeah, that's what you said, and you've been telling me that. So I took it in a perspective if I wasn't watching it on TV. So then I went back and seen a slow-mo reel, and it showed 2 rounds. And if you look back, that dude, I think, dropped Raleigh twice, and Raleigh didn't really look hurt, but Raleigh didn't never recover from that either.
What, you say he really didn't look hurt?
Raleigh's the youngster. He didn't look hurt after he was dropped twice by the old man.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then I go back and I just seen it again because he made me watch it again. And I give it, Raleigh did hit him with a left hook, and it did look like it hurt him, and maybe he didn't recover. So maybe I jumped the gun, but I still stand by the old man had him beat 8 rounds or maybe 7-2.
It don't matter. Watch.
Do you think that was a righteous stoppage?
Yes, I do. 100%.
I don't.
I do. Watch. Okay, let me tell you something. What's the referee's job?
To not let you guys get hurt.
For the safety of the fighter, 100%. He don't care. Chavez and Melzer Taylor. Melzer Taylor was winning. Melzer Taylor was kicking his butt. Wasn't close.
To the last round, huh?
But let me, I don't know.
I think it was the round 12. He knocked him out.
Something like that. It was late.
They stopped
it. But watch this. In that fight again, I said they should have stopped it. Because watch this. Look at it this way. Let's put it in perspective that people will understand it. If Mike Tyson just hit you and dazed you and dropped, let's say dropped you or dazed you, whatever, and he was on the other side of the ring, he had 2 seconds to hit you again, dude. Would you want them to stop the fight? Would you want Mike Tyson?
I would want him to stop the fight immediately. I just want the money, and I'd go down anyway if I fought Mike Tyson. No, if I was fighting Mike Tyson,
Yeah,
and he hit
let's
me,
be real.
yeah, I would want him to stop. But I don't think this catch wanted.
Wait, hold it. Let me finish what I'm saying. Okay, so if Mike Tyson, let's put it this way: if Mike Tyson was to hit you a final blow after you were already hurt, brain damage is going to happen. If
he hit you again,
dude, yeah. Well, at the time of Melcher Taylor, Julio Cesar Chavez, guess what? Chavez was the Mike Tyson of that division, 140-pound division. He was that Mike Tyson. He was knocking full out everywhere.
yeah.
Okay, so when the referee stopped that fight, I thought good stoppage because all he needs is one shot. That's all he needs to destroy that man's life. Not just for one fight. I mean, you watch this. After that fight, he can get up and fight again because he didn't get destroyed. Or he didn't get hurt really bad.
Yeah.
But if that one shot would have just came out and go, bam, hit him one more time, dude, I'm telling you, that one last shot that one shot too many. No referee wants to be the referee that lets that fighter take that one shot too many. And watch this. To be real, on that fight, I showed you where he got hit and hurt. Did you not see it?
The left hook.
Okay. Now no one seems to see that. Now after that, even before they stopped the fight, he never was the same. He was a little bit slower. Watch this. What he do? He's grabbed. You know why fighters grab? 2 reasons. They're either tired or they're hurt. At that time, he was hurt. Now he was hurt tired.
Okay.
Because he was both.
So I'll give you that. But up until that moment when Weeks jumped in and stopped him, I didn't think Rolly even hit him one time after that left hook and he got up. So they went back and they was both throwing punches.
And that's where I showed you that one. He did catch him with no, it was
a
a right
body
up
shot.
No, it was a right up to the chin. Yeah, it was right up to the chin. He was head was down. He went boom.
Big E. So here you have it. You heard.
Watch it in slow motion.
You heard the professional's opinion. I still stick with mine. I got to go back and watch it. I watched it 3 times and I watched different angles because everyone on YouTube sent that video somewhere, and that fight is a lot all over YouTube, and everyone's has controversy over this fight.
Well, watch this. How long has been Tony Weeks been a referee?
I don't know a long time, huh?
For a long time.
Yeah.
I think Tony Weeks was there while I was there.
Yeah, he was. No,
yeah.
I seen him.
And I've been retired for how long? 24 years. So how long has he been doing it? More than 24 plus years has Tony Weeks been. So all these boxing experts watching the fight from afar, because I don't care if you see it live or not, Tony Weeks sees everything. Tony Weeks even sees punches coming. He sees the back arm coming down. What most people on TV don't see. That's why they have cameras on both sides.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question.
So and let me tell you something. Tony Weeks is probably one of the best referees out there.
Really?
And watch this. I watched that fight, and I was going, okay, here we got another controversy. Let me go check it out. When you sent him, I'm going, oh, hell, there ain't no controversy. The man was hurt. It's his job for the safety of the fighter, period. He don't care if the crowd boos, moves, or doos, or whatever they got to do. So what? His job is to make sure that the fighters go home to the family. That's his job. He did his job. So why is everybody talking smack about Tony Weeks? If I was what's his name trainer, I'd fire him. Oh, he saved my fighter. No, he didn't.
He saved my fighter's belt.
No, he didn't. Fighter did. I didn't see that. I didn't.
Maybe he looked at it like his fighter was behind on the scorecard.
Maybe.
A lot because he was. I think he was behind.
Okay. I'm not saying he wasn't. Okay. But watch. Boxing is boxing because a fight can change with one punch. Guess what? And it did. So I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't losing. I'm not saying he was. I didn't watch the whole fight. I just saw it. So I don't know. He could have. Shit, you know how many fights I came back from when I was losing? So bam, oh shit, it's okay.
And I think the old man, I keep calling him the old man, Barrosa, I think he was trying to make it into a brawl like he used to do. Well, and Rolly was trying to box him.
From what I seen, he was.
Yeah, he was trying to brawl with him, but he was doing a good job with it too.
And I've never said he didn't. I'm saying he did do a good job.
And I don't believe he's 40 years old. I believe he's older than that.
But watch.
But he was in shape and he was hungry.
he was ready.
He was ready.
Hey, from the little clips that you sent me, hey, that ain't no shame in that man.
And what Rolly said afterwards was amazing because I've never heard you say after winning a fight, man, that dude hit like this. I heard the opposite come from you with the Chavez fight, with the Camacho fight. No, not Camacho. What was his name? Who? Paez fight. Everyone was saying, man, that dude hits hard. But even Raleigh got on there and was like, man, it felt his first punch. He said it felt like he had cement in his hands. And I'm like, damn. And he didn't show that he felt like that though, because he got dropped twice and he got up and he ran. He did run. He was on a bicycle the whole fight.
Yeah.
If you watch from round one, Raleigh ran from here. Raleigh talks shit about people from running. He talks shit about Tank. Oh, Tank's gonna run from me. And Tank knocked him out, of course. Now he wants to fight Ryan Garcia. He just called Ryan Garcia out. I don't think he's ready for Ryan Garcia. He got the belt and he's only 12.
Doesn't Ryan Garcia need a new trainer?
We talked about that.
Oh,
I don't know if he's
I'm
hired.
just saying.
I don't know if he's hired someone
I'm just saying. Hey, I'm for hire.
Ryan.
I'm for hire, Ryan. Shit, you want an old school trainer? This is what I am.
Old school shit.
Yeah, you did some stuff.
And I don't. To be honest, I think Ryan Garcia needs a couple tune-up fights before he fights for another title. But I don't think Raleigh is in the same category as Ryan Garcia. Just by watching Raleigh fight Tank in this fight, okay, he won this fight. But to me, he ain't in the same category as Tank, Devin Haney, or Shakur. Them are the three top fighters right now in that weight. And I don't believe either one of those. I think Ryan Garcia's trainer fucked his career up by putting him up against Tank.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tony, if Ryan Garcia called you right now, would you train him for another championship fight, or would you have him do a couple of tune-up fights?
No, we do one tune-up.
One tune-up.
We definitely do one tune-up and then come back for a couple.
So you think he's ready for a championship?
Watch this.
If he gets the right trainer.
He needs the right trainer. He needs to get the right sparring. You know, I mean, I can teach you all I want in the gym, and you can do everything correctly. But how do you do it correctly until you get really hit really hard? See, everybody wants to spar down and look good. That's what all these new fighters do. Oh yeah,
for TV.
I want to look good. Man, no. How about this? How about spar with somebody higher than you, better than you, smarter than you, so that you learn?
That's what you do.
How about that? I've never. Oh, I can't say I never did, because there's times I help the younger kids train. You know,
before you fought for the championship,
before I fought for any titles or for any fights, I've sparred up. I never sparred down. And you know what?
Chacon was the two-time world champion when you sparred.
Yeah, and I sparred with him for my first 3 years of my pro. It was Bobby's last 3 years, and I sparred with him every single day. And let me tell you something. I had lumps, bumps, bruises in my body, back, my top of my head, my jaw, my face was sore, my nose was wide, my eyes were popped, my lips were fat. Dude, he beat the holy crap out of me every damn day. But you know what? I kept going back. You know why? You know why? Because I told him one day I'm going to keep coming back. I beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And it happened for a couple of years. But you know, and it really did. The first year I took ass whoopings every day, and I came back every day. I didn't miss a day. We trained 5 days a week, and we sparred almost every single day.
Ryan, you hear that?
And he didn't go easy on you.
No, he didn't. Man, let me tell you something. Them little club punches that you're going through were like hammers.
No, I mean,
he had
you
hammers.
can tell, and he came wide with
yeah, he had hammers for
yeah.
hands. He really did. But you know what? I didn't care. We're going to make this work. You know, and then the second year, it was a little bit closer. Some days I was good. Some days he was good. Third year, we always tell him, hey, take it easy on Bobby. You know, today, you know, we got a lot of count. I'll
take it easy.
I was like, F you. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
You're taking it easy on me. We're going to war. And we went to war. And let me tell you something. Bobby never took a step back. He never took a step back. And you know, and that's just how it went.
That's
so what?
Real fighters are.
So watch this. People ask me, where'd you get your style from? What do you think? You know,
the person you started with.
That's right. You know, he was a great fighter from the 70s. You know, oh my God, are you kidding me? Yeah, you don't get fights like that no more. So watch this. So if Ryan Garcia there's some stuff he did wrong, but every fighter does stuff wrong in every fight. And I really don't think it was his fault. I just think he just didn't know. Obviously, his corner didn't count him. So, you know, he just didn't know. So there was a few things he could do different for this next fight. And that's going to make a huge difference. Not a little one, but a huge difference. and you know, depending on how he is, it all depends on Ryan. You know, to me, okay, you can come back from anything. You know, you didn't get beat up or beat down. You know, that didn't happen. You know, you lost. You know, but you can come back from a loss. A beat down is kind of hard to come back from, but he didn't get
beat down.
He
got punched.
Yeah.
And your brother said it. I thought it was controversial about that knockout, but Sal told me that body punches sometimes are more harsher on you than head punches.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I remember I had that wind knocked out of me in prison. I couldn't believe it. I had to go to my cell and recover and come back out and do what I had to do.
How long did you cry?
I didn't cry. My cellie was like, "What are you doing?" I started sharpening.
He's all, I'm crying.
I started sharpening something. I was like, I ain't going out like this. And that's just what we did. But I'm saying, I understand, but I didn't see the body punch that Tank gave him until I finally seen a video where it was slow motion. And he hit him so fast, man. And like Sal said, it don't. Sometimes when you get hit in the liver or the kidney, it don't immediately affect you. It takes a minute.
It takes a second.
Yeah, and that's how when you get the wind
knocked
out.
It's like a 30-second count.
Damn, and I seen it in his eyes. He was like, he took a breath and then took a kneel. But I thought he was going to get up from that. But look, so I know there's going to be so much controversy over this because this whole fight on Saturday was like it flooded YouTube. Like everybody, even non-fighters are on there talking about this fight. And they're posting different angles and stuff. And I haven't had nobody's opinion except yours because I wanted to get your opinion before this, but you still didn't change my mind because I think I'm gonna tell you why.
Wait, how many times you been in the ring?
None.
Okay.
But listen, I'm gonna tell you why you ain't changed my mind.
Because you don't know better.
Maybe that, but I think that I watched enough fights that I do know better, but I've seen 17, 18 more videos than you, and I sent you the wrong videos. And we didn't have time right now for you to look at them. Wait.
It's just the video that doesn't have your side on it.
No.
That's why you sent me the wrong video. You
No,
sent me the video
because
that another punch.
I'm glad I seen that video because now it kind of leans me over to maybe you're right. But I want you to see the video because I seen what your opinion comes off of. The 9th round, 20 seconds before they stop the fight. That's where your whole opinion comes from. But if I send you this video, we're gonna watch this video together.
Well, the whole fight doesn't matter. Whatever happened prior to that doesn't matter. Whether he was winning, losing, whether one of them was hurt, the other one was hurt, the other one almost got down. Who cares? That doesn't matter.
So that one punch determines
the two knockdowns.
The two knockdowns of Barrosa determine why he stopped the fight.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Right.
It's justified.
Right.
And he didn't stop it too early at all?
No, not at all. Again, his job is for the 100% the safety of the fighter. Period.
You guys hit that link. I got the link in my comments.
What do the comments say?
No, them are my comments that I put up there. We ain't looked at them yet. For my viewers, your viewers, to look at both angles that I put up there. They're not the same angles. You put different videos.
Why did you put my angles on there?
I will.
He don't want to be wrong.
I will. I'm gonna put the link to the video I showed him in the video he's talking about. And I messed up I was in a hurry. I was excited about this.
And he sent me the wrong video.
The
fight was right.
We was arguing over the phone about this fight. And I'm like, you gotta watch it first. He said, I already watched it. I said, okay, let me find this other video. But so many videos came in while I'm talking to him. I just pressed the link and it was the wrong video. I'm like, shit, let me press this other. It was the wrong one.
Okay, wait a minute. If you show the film to 1,000 people, you're gonna have 1,000 different answers. Okay, let's be real. You're gonna have 850 different answers. Really, because everybody's gonna have their own perspective on what they see and what they're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch. I know Tony Week's job. I know what he's supposed to do. I was a USA boxing referee and judge, and guess what? It's different when you're in there. It is different. It's like. This is 3D. This is pretty bad, and it is. And you see a lot more than what the crowd
because you're even with
you're
him,
right
you're
there.
Right
You're right. Watch you hear the punches. You feel them. When he does. When someone gets caught a really good shot, you know it because you heard it.
Yeah.
You see it. Because you're so up close. I mean, you can almost feel it. It's a trip. It really is. Because when I was refereeing. It was kind of, this amateur stuff, it was cool because I was going, oh man, this is like, Yeah, this is better than front seat.
It's exciting. Huh?
Oh, it was. And let me tell you something. You know, but we'll watch. This could be for another subject for another, but I'm gonna tap on it. What USF boxing needs to do is revamp itself and let these kids fight. Instead of taking points for every little stupid thing that they can come up with. I mean, if watch this, when I train kids, parents are trusting me to train them to move their head and not get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
They're entrusting me to put them with other fighters that are going to be good competition. I didn't say that they can beat. I said good competition, not way above them and not way below them where they're hurting somebody. Towards evenly matched. And some days they can get their butt whooped, and some days they're going to win. And so it's just it really depends on how you wake up that day. It really does. You know, I can tell you some of the losses that I had. I woke up that morning. I went, this ain't gonna be a good day. I swear to God, I say that.
Damn.
Yeah, I go, man, this is not gonna be a good day.
And you can't call it off.
You can't call it off.
Nothing.
You still gotta go shine.
Have you ever fought when you had the flu or was sick with the cold?
Dude, watch this. The way I used to lose weight was I had a doctor, Steve Barrosa, and his family friend first, and then my mom worked at Mercy General, and been family friends for a million years, and so he used to be the doctor in my corner, and he'd always tell me he'd watch me diet and never eat anything or drink any water or anything because that's how we used to do it back then. I used to walk around at 160 and I used to fight at 130, and then so he used to watch and he goes. And he'd always tell me, hey, man, you're doing everything against what I learned in doctor school. He goes, what I learned is you're doing the totally opposite. He goes, man, you're killing yourself. He goes, you're not going to live past 50. And I'm going, well, I got to do what I got to do. This is the weight division that I'm in.
How you lost weight, you're saying?
Oh, yeah. How I just stopped
Do
eating.
it fast? You just
stop eating.
Dehydrating and shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink water. I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't do anything. And I did this for days. And so, try working out 3 times a day on empty stomach with no energy. But you know what? Here's this.
You did that for a long time?
For years. I did it since I was 17 years old. So I was 29. I couldn't do it anymore. And when I couldn't do it, I never made the weight. I walked into the weigh-in with Brian Mitchell of South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Walked into the weigh-ins. I weighed 130 3/4. I had to go lose that quarter pound. So 3/4, or was it a quarter and 3/4? I don't remember, but I had to go lose it. So I went to the steam room, and the heat steam room, and I was in there. I had put up some Abilene on. Oh, you guys want to know how to lose some water weight? Throw some Abilene on your body. You'll start sweating like a pig. You'll sweat like a pig.
Pulls all the water out.
It does, dude. It's amazing. Anyways, so then I put Abilene on
You're
my
giving
body.
tips away for free.
Yeah, I know.
Ryan Garcia, call.
Ryan, call me, brother. I give some old school shit. And so, then you put the plastics on, right? And then I cut the sleeves off because your body needs to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I had the pants on, the top with the cut off sleeves, and I was in there in the sauna, shadow boxing and jump roping for I think they gave us 3 hours to lose weight.
And it took you that long to lose it? 3, 4?
No.
You probably lost way more.
Well, watch this. I get back to the scale. I take off my clothes. I get on the scale. I weighed 130 3/4. I didn't lose a freaking ounce. Not one stupid ounce. I chewed gum. I couldn't even chew gum. It just got all nasty in my mouth. I had
You have no water in
I had
it.
0 water.
Oh,
And then I moved up to 135. But watch this.
But you followed it.
Yeah. And I don't remember the fight, but I heard it did pretty good. I lost.
So wait.
How'd you hydrate, Tom, before the fight? You didn't?
Yeah, we have 24 hours.
Yeah, they got
Oh,
24
gotcha.
hours.
Yeah,
The weigh-ins the day before.
Got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, we had 24
So how much
hours.
did you weigh going when you stepped into the ring with them?
159 3/4.
You guys
Holy.
wait 30 pounds
Yeah.
in one
I
day?
swear to God.
Oh, your body was tore up back then.
From food?
No, I remember.
Mostly water.
No, I remember you pulled up to my mom's one day on a motorcycle and you kept spitting. You left a big old puddle. And I was like, what did he do? And Troy was like, he's losing weight for a fight next week. I'm like, what the hell? Because I couldn't believe it. I think you had sunflower seeds. You kept spitting. Bubble it, yep, gum. And you were spitting. And I'm like, damn. And you just kept spitting. And I was like, I didn't understand that. I'm thinking, don't Jack-a-lane? Can't he go to Jack-a-lane?
Jack-a-lane.
I remember that gym down there on Farm Road. Yeah.
No, on Farm Road.
29th and Florida.
And I'm like, damn, I couldn't even fathom. And then now you tell me you was fasting for days and then went to the, that is crazy. You got no strength going into
No,
the gym.
and you know what? Watch this. So how I did it is like my doctor said. I went to my doctor's.
Wait, who taught you that? Or you just did that?
That's just how
How
I did
you
it.
did.
Yeah. That's
So
Did
tell me,
Bobby
you
do
didn't
that?
you know, I think about.
You had to
I don't
pick
know.
that up along
That
the
was
way.
old
I just-
school shit.
Yeah, that's just old. How we all fighters did back in the day.
Because they didn't
I
have
mean,
nutritionists,
No,
right?
no, we didn't have anything.
Yeah.
We didn't have dietitians. We
Hey,
didn't have anything.
wait, stop. I gotta ask you this question because I just seen it today, and I don't even know if he's alive, but it was a picture. He looked like he's 95 years old. They just showed someone on YouTube, and it's a picture of Jake LaMotta. And they said the toughest fighter ever from the 20s to the 2023s was Jake LaMotta. He's the only person that gave Sugar Ray Robinson his only loss. And I was looking at him, and he looked kind of like Kirk Douglas.
Right?
Yeah, he's old and he's tall. And I'm like, because I went and see Raging Bull.
Mhm.
I was expecting to see that, but I forgot he's an actor, right?
Yeah.
I was expecting to see that. And I'm like, in Raging Bull, he was a tough guy. I mean, he would not go down with Jack. And he fought Sugar Ray Robinson like 2 or 3 times. Do you know about Jake LaMotta?
Yeah, I know about him. I never
You
watched
never
his
watched
fight.
his
No,
fights?
I just that
But I was
was
like-
way pre my
Right.
I mean,
But I remember when I was young, I think my mom and dad took me to see it, and I'm like, is this real? This guy, I mean, literally was, he was like you said you was with Bobby Chacon training him, lumped up, blood gushing out, and he would not, and in the last fight, the last round, he was like, Ray, you didn't put me down. You never put me down. But he looked like he was dead. He was standing there like dead. He's like, Ray. So I was thinking, do you think that was probably one of the toughest fighters ever?
watch this.
Like the toughest, not the baddest,
Well,
not the best
okay,
record.
Well, watch. Everybody says a goat. Watch. Here's my version of a goat. My goat is a guy that says the man's had wars. He's had losses. He has a lot of wins. He does, a goat to me is someone that's been there and done it all with everybody. He didn't
Not
pick and
dodge
choose.
fights.
He didn't pick and choose who was going to fight. He didn't catch weight catches and this and that. Man, you either
Fought
make the weight,
anyone that
you either
could.
drop 30 pounds or you don't. You either spit to make weight or you don't. You know what I mean? That's the guts of boxing.
There is no goat in boxing. Yeah, I think there's a lot of goats in boxing.
There's never a goat. I don't care what era, who it is. He might be the best for his era.
Yeah.
That for the GOAT for his era, okay. And eras are like 2, 3,
2,
4
3
years. They're not very. I mean, there's millions of fighters. I mean, every time you turn around, there's a new champion. Every time, I mean, people say, "Well, they used to be so much better back in the day. We only had 5 or 6 world titles, and all one. Every weight division had one champion." Yeah, but that was when let's use small numbers. That's when they had 100 fighters in the world, in that weight division. Now there's 100 million fighters in the weight division, so one belt would never work. It changed every time. I think the amount of belts they have now is okay. They just keep adding these alphabet belts that really don't mean anything. I have an NABL.
What's the first belt? WBC?
I don't know. Before my time, bro.
WBA.
Not that old.
So the belts that Don King's always holding up, what are them? WBC, huh?
Probably WBC.
WBC.
No, WBA.
WBA.
Because Jose
World
Sullivan
Boxing
is from
Association.
WBC.
Who?
Jose Sullivan.
He started with WBC.
No, he's always been with W. That was Julio Cesar Chavez.
Oh, okay.
That's the green belt.
The green belt.
The green
Yeah.
belt. Mhm.
Okay.
And then you
That's what old boy that from Mexico that just fought. He has that belt.
Canelo.
Canelo.
And
He
you
has
got
that.
to remember, back then
I
there
think
was
Canelo-
15 round fights.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, and before that, there was fights all damn day.
Right, until someone just lost.
Yeah.
25 rounds.
But watch. Let's get back to the GOAT thing. The GOAT thing to me, here's a GOAT to me. A GOAT says to me is somebody with not a perfect record, because a GOAT to me is somebody that can take a loss, come back from that adversity, and come back and win.
And win.
That's a GOAT to me.
There you go.
That's someone that can dig down deep and bring it back.
So my
To
next
me,
question.
That's someone that can do
Right.
it.
My next question, and I know the answers to this already, but my viewers don't. They might if they seen the very second video that we did. So Floyd Mayweather Jr. There's a lot of people out there saying, well, actually, he's saying it. He's the GOAT, best of all time. And to me, he ain't even the best boxer of all time.
No.
I could think of like, just off the top of my head, I could think of 20 people that I think are better fighters and better boxers than Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just because his record is 50-0, whatever it is, don't mean he fought the top boxers in his weight division. He waited until boxers got older to fight him.
Yeah.
Pacquiao.
Mhm.
Pacquiao would have beat him in his prime, I believe, all day.
You know, and you know what? We'll never know. You could say that, and I could say, you know what? I'm not a big Mayweather fan. Mayweather has done a lot for boxing. Let's get this straight. Mayweather has done a lot for boxing. Mayweather still does a lot for boxing. Mayweather is not my kind of boxer. I like the fighters. There's two types of fighters, or boxers, whatever you want to call them. A fighter gets in. You can talk about Julio Cesar Chavez, Roberto Duran's, Marvin Hagler's. Those Mike Tyson. Those are fighters. Boxers. You got Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. Those are boxers.
Yeah.
Now watch. You put a boxer against another boxer, born as fight.
Born as hell.
You fall asleep. You put a boxer, a good boxer, and a good fighter in there. Great fight.
Or two fighters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fighters. That's the one I want to see.
That's the one you want to see.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, it's in the eras. Goats are saying, hey man, well, they didn't have the Daniel Lopez back in he. Mayweather didn't fight Daniel Lopez. He didn't fight Julio Cesar Chavez. He didn't fight all those guys in that era. It's a different era. So how can you call him a GOAT? Same weight division. Watch this. Not taking nothing away from Mayweather, because Mayweather did what he did. I'm not hating on him. I kind of like him. You know, I like him for the sport of boxing. It really is his style of boxing is not mine, and just like mine ain't his.
Yeah.
You know, he probably says, "Well, Lopez ain't worth a shit for a fighter either." Well, you're right, or because I'm a fighter, I'm not a boxer. You know, so and I'm not saying he's worth a shit because he's who he is, and he's done very very well for himself. And so saying that, just because he's done what he's done doesn't mean I have to like his style. You know, I don't like his style. I don't like running. But if you're gonna talk, if that's your style, go back and watch Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah.
Sweet Pea.
Go back and watch him.
Now see, I think he was a better boxer.
No, wait a minute, because this is just going off what Mayweather would say. You know, his defense was so good. Your defense was okay. I had good defense once in a while when I wanted to. Yeah, I really did when I wanted to.
Especially on the ropes.
Yeah, but Sweet Pete, hey man, that fool can stand a foot in front of you. You can throw 100 punches. He ain't gonna run. He ain't gonna move. He's gonna stand right there and make you miss every single one of them.
Yeah.
That's somebody that has defense. Now watch this. If you want to talk about GOAT and defense, that fool's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
You know, he 100%.
He invented that shoulder roll and all that shit.
Yeah. You know, and you know what? That shoulder roll. Watch, for fighters, we figure ways out. Even if I'm not fighting anymore, but
you can get past that.
I'll get past the shoulder roll. You just gotta watch this. I'm not saying
it's probably hard.
It ain't easy. Watch, it's more than that. When you're in a world title fight, you don't want to get caught with nothing. You know, because every time you have to lay down spells on. So every time someone throws a punch, you can't get dropped. You can't get knocked out. So it can't happen. So you know, and it can happen to anybody. So at any time. So you want to be careful. And I understand it. That when someone does a shoulder roll, does this or does this, you know, they're going, oh man, because you don't know, he might just go pop.
Or come with the right. And it's hard to see when he gets his shoulders back. Yeah.
And watch this. But someone like me,
you can square him up.
You know what? No, I just have the gonads to say, you know what? I don't care. I'm not worried about it.
You're coming to it.
Yeah, I'll come in, bam, throw hook with it. I'll do it.
And that's how he fought.
Yeah, but I'll do it. Because you know what? Because watch, I'm the last, I think my year was the last year of, you know, if you paid $25 for your ringside seat, because I think that's what it was when I first started. 27. $27. You know what?
It's right there, $27.
You know what? You know what that means? You paid good money.
Back then, that was really good money.
And you know, because my dad was a boxer, my brother was a boxer. I inherited this shit. I really did. So I also inherited the pride of being a fighter. That people pay good money to come see you fight, so you got to be nice to the people there.
Because the majority of the people that came were blue collar workers.
Yes, sir. Be good to your fans and give them the credit, the show that they paid for.
Right.
They paid good money to see you fight. Give it to them. So that was the main thing in my head when I was fighting the whole thing. My dad always told me that.
You did put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, your dad always said.
I think this is one of my favorite pictures. Can you guys see that? This is one of my favorite pictures. You know why? Because the look on your dad's face right there, he always looked like that.
Oh, yeah.
Even when he was happy, he still had that little smirk.
Yeah.
And I remember this.
With the toothpick.
With the toothpick.
Yeah,
This is how I remember his dad. And he would get a smile sometimes, but this is how his dad was all the time. And that's why this is my favorite picture. And I see it in your brother's face and Tom's face, how proud they were. So this is probably my favorite picture right here.
Right.
This is tight. But so the controversy's on, up and running. We both got
There ain't no controversy.
To me, it's a controversy.
Okay, watch.
Wait, we're gonna answer the comments after the show because we gotta give it time because nobody knew we was coming on live. So I didn't even
know.
I know we both didn't know.
No, you called me. You sent me that stuff. You said, "Oh no, the fixing." No, it's not.
Tony
Weeks, you did a great job. My
It
friend.
was like a challenge. Tony was like, "I'll be there."
Never referee another fight.
Oh,
Tony.
hell
we
no.
We should have a band on Tony
Says
Weeks.
the guy that never stepped in center ring.
Well,
20 weeks, you did a great
we're
job.
glad that you guys joined us today. You guys will probably see this at 6 o'clock. We appreciate this. If you already haven't hit that like button, I want to say this again. If you already haven't hit that like button and that subscription button, we got 10% of Tony's Instagram followers that subscribe to this channel. We want at least 50% of his Instagram followers. So if you're watching this on Instagram, go on over to 12 Rounds of Adrenaline and press that subscribe button and that notification button.
And wait, one more. And if you got a plumbing problem, if you're in Sacramento or the surrounding areas, call Tony the Tiger Plumbing, 916-589-0455. See you there.
Ryan, give him a call.
Yep.
And broadcast.